of your sisters and brothers. What in order of birth?
Mine?
Okay. Yeah.
Mary and Frank and Charlie. And then the shitty ass, Jim.
Okay.
And then Rene. And then me, and then Mable.
Okay. And then
Well, is that on the one on the thing?
Sure it is.
You have to take that one out a little bit.
Oh, that's okay.
can you remember the names of Mary's children?
Mary's children, she had Lawrence and Ella, Isabel, Raymond, John, and what was her name?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
And
Well, wait a minute. Wasn't she the one, Mary, wasn't she the one that had the bearskin rug at her house?
boy, her sons had gone hunting, bear hunting, and had gotten a bear, and they had the bear skinned, and it was a huge, huge bear. And we went out to visit with Deborah,
I remember.
and she saw this bear rug and this huge head on the floor. She got hysterical. We had to leave.
And,
Didn't they?
but then whenever she went back, she'd take him an apple.
I remember that. And they also had, what do you call it, angel hair around for Christmas decorations.
Listen, they were Germans. He was German. And I tell you, his Christmas was beautiful.
I remember. I actually do.
Beautiful.
Okay.
But you couldn't enjoy it, you couldn't touch it, you couldn't eat it, or no matter what it was, you couldn't do it right. He was a miserable man.
Now, what are the names of Jim's children?
Jimmy, well, the one that's dead is Mary Ann. Mary Elizabeth.
Mary Elizabeth.
Mary Elizabeth.
I think it's Mary Elizabeth. John Lee.
And it was Jimmy, and Mary Elizabeth, and John Lee.
And then Uncle Charlie was a bachelor, and he didn't have
a
it.
bastard.
No, he wasn't. You'd love it.
No, he was a nice guy. I loved Joe.
And then, then it was Rene. Is that the next one? No,
Oh.
Jim. No, we did Jim.
Jim. And
You can do it,
I
Frank.
told you
Uncle
about
Frank. Okay. What are the name of Frank's
Well, he
kids?
was the first one. Frank and his wife was Marcy.
Uh-huh.
And then it was Billy, Miss Justice,
Sis.
Sis, and Dorothy, and Tommy is dead, and John Lee.
Buddy.
Huh?
Buddy. Buddy.
Oh, yeah, Buddy.
Peggy.
Peggy. Poor soul, crazy as a fruitcake. No, I mean that. No, she's completely gone.
Well, so how many's that? We didn't count.
It's one more
Well,
we
that girl
missed.
had that awful accent.
One more? One more kid?
Which one did
Helen.
you Huh?
Helen.
I wondered if that far was her kids.
Oh,
But they lived right there.
Mm.
So that was Helen. Marcy and Frank had 9, right?
Like 9.
Okay. Then we had Rene. And then what were her kids? Who were her kids?
She had Betty and John and
Mars.
Morris, and the one died. What
That
was
one
his
died.
name?
I don't know if they ever named him. He was stillborn.
He was still one, I know. I don't know if she ever referred to him by name or
I don't
not.
think so.
But she considered herself out of 4, didn't she? Betty and John,
Mars.
Morris, and
The baby. It was a boy.
was the boy.
Yeah. Okay, and then we had Mable,
Mabel.
Joan, and Maxine.
That's it.
And you had
Oh, I had 3.
What are their names?
Touch it out and
Mary Jo.
Mary Jo.
otherwise I'm
My
known as
name's
Nora
Nora.
Ann.
Sorry, Nora. To your son-in-law, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Mama, have you finished the chronology here?
Now, wait a minute, did I miss anything? What were my father's brother and sister's names?
Well, you start at the top of the bottom.
Whichever.
Top.
You had May and Elsie and Ed.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a little girl in there that was dead before I was ever born, Lucille.
Uh-huh.
And then Mary Jane, she died too.
Mm-hmm.
She was a beautiful girl. I don't know, that was
Diphtheria.
diphtheria. And then you had Roland and
Charles and Bill
Billy.
and Len.
Who?
Top.
Len. Your husband.
Oh, but not forget him, huh?
And his mother and father, their names were Rose Porter and
Charles Elmer Potts.
Charles Elmer. Okay.
I would like to know, if we're finished this, if you ever heard any stories from your mother and father about Ireland. Well, they came from Ireland, right? Did your mother come from Ireland or your father?
They were so enthralled with this country that Ireland didn't make much difference to them. But don't say nothing about it, you know.
Don't say anything bad about it.
They were real Irish.
Yeah.
But they just...
Did they ever talk about
this
their
country
parents?
was so far above that country that they...
Yeah. Well, did they, because they were poor in that country?
They all had schooling, they all went to church, they all had shoes on their feet and all that. I just don't know. I don't know where all this poor stuff come from.
Well, no, I was just asking.
No, but I mean, as I lay abed at night and think about this. Why did we have shoes and go to school, go to church, and we were not rich people?
Yeah.
Well, where is the money for these mothers and fathers to do the same with theirs today? All these people make good money.
Well, did they ever talk about their parents?
They were all had jokes, family jokes, both of them.
Yeah.
But I just don't know.
Their families they all stayed?
Huh?
Did they have any brothers or sisters?
Pop's people, I never, he's the one in the horse race business. Got his picture on every wall in every state, building in their state. That Potts, Charles Potts, he just won a big thing here not long ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I don't, your father never connected with them kind of people. The only place connected with them was Ma liked to know that he knew that man. But it didn't make no difference to Lynn. Lynn didn't care. He'd rather like you better if you didn't have the money anyway.
So where were you born?
Well, up across from the flour mill, up on top of the hill. And then, before I got big enough to go to school, they moved down and up across to the other side of the river, and I went to Hyde County School. I never went to Baltimore County schools.
Well, my mom, you said that they had family jokes. What kind of family jokes do you remember?
Well, no, I don't, but if I think about them, I could think of some of them. They always had a joke on. They were Irish, Debbie. Irish always had. They dance and they sing and they tell stories.
Did your mother and father dance?
Oh, well, you tell her she goes to dancing, and then he'd show you how her dress would get up so far, he'd see her knees.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, he was the best. They both were. They were good, real Irish people.
But what
I want to know is, where did this streak we have now come from?
Who knows?
What is causing it? Something has to cause these children to disintegrate like they do.
Well, they don't have a good mama.
Most of them don't even have a mama.
Well,
all I can
I guess that's it then.
I don't know what it is.
Mom, did
They
they
just
dance?
take this bunch next door.
Mama, we don't have time on the tape for them.
That on that kid.
Well, Mama, we don't have time on the tape.
Huh?
We don't have time on the tape for them. I want to know, did they dance, did your mother and father, did they dance in the house, or did they go to the church?
They went to the churches and the fairs. Counties always had county fairs. And those kind of things. And they danced around at the weddings at the homes and things. No, they were good sports.
Did they, like when you were a kid, the 4-H, were they around? The 4-H?
No, they belonged to the church groups.
Oh, the church group.
Asked her what political affiliation her father had.
What was this?
What political affiliation did your father have? Republican?
You just asked. He was a real Democrat. Uncle Frank was the one. Uncle Frank was the one.
Well, your mother.
How old was he when you went up to mother?
How old were they?
Well, her mother and father were born in the United States, but their parents.
Their parents came up.
Okay, so that's what we were confused about. Now, well, when you're talking about the boat and how they met and stuff, what are we talking about? Did they come to
I never got all the way down down to, I often wonder when you go down, of course I don't ever go down there no more, I haven't been down there since God knows when, down around where the boats come in down to Allen's Way.
Yes.
I often wonder if that was where they come in at.
Someday we'll have to track it down.
Well, did they come, did your father come in from the south? Did he come into the south? Is that
He
right?
came to Georgia.
He came to Georgia.
Her
Okay.
grandfather.
His
grandfather.
grandfather. Okay. Came to Georgia. And
In the
then
war.
during the war?
Civil War, wasn't it? Some war.
Civil War.
Some war going on.
And they came during the Civil War.
He came.
He came during the Civil War. Okay.
Then he claimed himself a bride. Jim said he had to be a lucky bastard. Jim
So
said
that was, you're talking about your grandparents did that,
Yeah.
claimed as bride. Okay, I see.
Jim didn't have much to do with these.
Well, what was your mother's mother and father? What was their names? Do you remember?
Mother's name was Ella,
Uh-huh.
and Pop Emma.
Emma and John R.
Okay.
Emma Lovelace.
Loveless.
Lovelace.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Emma Lovelace and John R. Riddle.
Okay. And then your father's, no, your
Mother's and your father's.
mother's mother?
My mother's mother was Irish. She come from Ireland.
Okay. Did you-
Loveless come from down here in Southern Rome somewhere.
Okay, do you remember what their names were?
I have to get a hold of Jim.
Okay.
Hart is the last name.
Okay.
O'Shea.
O'Shea.
She was an O'Shea.
And, okay, Mama.
Maybe her name was Ella. Was her name Ella?
I have to, maybe tomorrow morning I'll think better.
Did you know them? Did you know your grandparents?
No. They were dead before I was born.
Okay.
Mom used to tell me the tale about when the one died down there in Southern Rome somewhere, and they didn't have the undertaker come to the house like they do now. It fascinated me. She said the undertaker would come, and he'd dress them all up in one thing or another, and put them on the awning board.
On the garden board?
And then the horse and the wagon would come get them. They had the hearse, had a horse thing. Well, that was above my thinking. But that's the way they did. And she said that when all of them that died, she had a couple sisters that died. Nieces. And she said that's the way they did them. I never ever.
Who prepared the bodies? The family or the undertaker?
The undertaker would come and take care of everything, and then he would go and leave them on the awning board. I don't awning anyway. I'd never awning yet.
Do you need a drink?